Hello again, everybody. Figure we'll get some driving shots, because why not? Something different, kind of. So far, I've only switched between looking at my face and driving, so it's not that much different, but hey. Today, I kind of feel like talking about electric trucks and electric self-driving trucks, and my thoughts about where they're going to go and how soon it'll be and all this crap, because I actually get asked this question quite a bit. I've gotten it asked to me quite a bit in the past too. It's not something else. Anyway, you always hear people always want to get truck drivers out of trucks and replace it with computers, and get the diesel engines out of trucks and replace that with electricity and all this stuff. But they don't seem to realize what that entails exactly. Just to, not even the whole self-driving thing right now, just say only replacing all the diesel trucks with electric trucks, right? In order to do that, they'd have to go through and completely change the entire infrastructure of their truck stops. And they'd probably have to make more, especially in the hillier country, because there's no way these electric trucks can get that far, say in West Virginia with all the hills. It's going to cut their battery time down by gobs, I'm sure. I mean, they'd have to go through, replace all the fuel pumps at truck stops with electric charging, and they'd have to add more because it's going to take twice as long to actually charge a big ass semi. And that just doesn't make any sense. There's no way they're going to spend that much money that quick just to completely turn everything around. Do I think they're somewhat close as far as electric trucks? I mean, they could be. But I think when they first start rolling them out, they're going to be more day cab jobs in the cities, doing day cab things. Go out in the morning, come back at night, get parked in a yard, and the driver goes home. That's the only way I can see that making sense, because there's no way in hell this country can afford to go through and change all the truck stops, add more charging stations, just completely redo everything. There's no way in hell they can do that. Not even in 20 years. And I don't really think in 20 years the technology is going to be there in the first place. I did see them do a successful test of a loaded electric semi I'm trying to remember exactly where it was, but it was flat land and the load was only like 20,000 pounds. And it was out in the desert. I think it was in California, Southern California or Utah, somewhere where it's pretty flat. And they got like 200 miles or 300 miles, something like that. I'll have to look it up and probably make another video correcting myself and looking like an idiot, but that's what I think I remember. Probably should have looked that up before I made a video, but fuck it, this is YouTube. I'm just gonna wing it. But either way, the point I'm making, even if on flat land, even if a truck got up to 600 miles on a charge, take that thing up to Northern California, or like I said earlier, West Virginia, or the Rockies, with a 40,000 pound load. You're not going to get 600 miles out of it. There's no way in hell. It's gonna take an already stressed transportation industry and stress it out even more by slowing shipments down, by having to charge for God knows how long. I just don't think it's gonna work. There's no way. Maybe in my lifetime I'll see the day cab ones, like I said, but I'm not worried about electric trucks, and I'm definitely not worried about electric self-driving trucks or self-driving trucks of any kind. I mean, they hardly have self-driving cars. Correct. You put that technology into a semi where it sits now, and you're going to be wishing you had a human in there. It's going to be more of a cluster than it's worth at this point. I mean, you do all the sensors and everything, right? Like the truck I'm driving now, 2019 Freightliner Cascadia. It's got a sensor in the front bumper. And if I get too close to someone for longer than like 2 minutes, it sets off an alarm on my dash that says following distance too close. And I know to back off. But if that's a computer doing it, say it's a computer in a big city and it's got sensors all over it, and a traffic jam, that truck's not going to really move at all. It's just going to cause more of a traffic jam because the sensors are telling the truck there's danger in all directions, don't move. And then that's just going to cause more hell in the city. And another point, say we got a self-driving truck out here on this road that I'm on. Say, hypothetically, there's a car to my left in the left lane just pacing me like four-wheelers love to friggin' do, just sit beside a damn semi while they're going down the road. That's a video for another day and a different rant. So hypothetically, there's a car pacing me, and this semi up here, say I'm closer to this semi, and he decides to slam on his brakes. I know what I would do. If I can't stop in time and there's a car to my left, I'm not going to swerve left, take out the car to my left. I'm going to try and get on the shoulder and avoid hitting the back end of that semi because the shoulder's clear, and I don't want to hurt anybody else. Now, put their technology in that situation, and I want to know what the computer would do. What kind of fail-safes the computer would have. Because right now, I have no idea. I'm just kind of assuming that the computer's going to be wired for self-preservation of that truck and the load. So the computer's not really going to care about another human life. Again, this is my assumption. We could put something crazy in there, but I don't know. But again, let's say I'm right about my assumption. Same situation. The computer is probably just going to swerve over to the left lane to avoid having a head-on collision, not a head-on, but to avoid destroying the semi, right? Next thing you know, whoever's in the car pacing you, granted, in my opinion, they're a dumbass and you should never pace a semi, but really deserve that. Maybe a middle finger. Next thing you know, those people they're forced into the ditch to the left and they might die. You know, this is just some of the shit I think of whenever people start talking about electric trucks and electronic self-driving trucks, or just self-driving trucks, period. And they start getting worried about it, like it's going to happen next year. There is no way this stuff is going to come and replace everyday truck drivers. deliveries, yeah, that might be a thing, but self-driving, no. And honestly, if they had an OTR version and it was actually workable to the point where I could replace my truck with an electronic truck, that also this also depends on charging times and how much it's going to cost to actually charge a semi. Excuse me, I just had lunch. But if they came out with a version like that, where I could replace my truck and still make appointment times and still do the same amount of loads in the same amount of time that I can do with this truck, and charging it was half as expensive, hell yes, sign me up. I will pocket the rest of that money. Because 2 weeks ago with the rising cost of diesel and all this shit, bear in mind, I'm not ever gonna put my numbers out there of how much I make and all this crap, but I will tell you how much I spend on diesel just so I can complain about it. Because someone's got to listen to me complain about diesel. Last week I spent $2,278 just on diesel. Again, if they came out with an electric truck that can do the exact same shit that I'm doing in this, the same amount of loads, and I can make the same amount of revenue, and I was able to cut that fuel bill down by half with just having to do the electric charging, sign me up. Like I said, I will pocket the rest of that money and I will happily drive my ass an electric truck. Because I am out here to make money. I'm not out here to do anything else but make money. Would I be extremely happy about driving an electric truck? No, because honestly, I like the noise, I like the loud, I like the diesel engine. It makes me happy. My little kid playing in a Tonka toy. But at the end of the day, if it made me that much more money, hell yes. I'd be miserable, but I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. So, that being said, those are my thoughts on electric trucks and self-driving trucks. And personally, I think it's all a bunch of crock of shit. There's no way they're going to happen in the way that people are thinking they're going to happen anytime soon. So, to all the truck drivers and all the people out there, calm the hell down. Learn how to drive around damn semi-trucks. And also, side note, sorry, wanted to ramble a little bit. There was a comment I saw on a video, not one of my videos, it's another trucker's video. There was a comment that said, we just need to get rid of all the trucks and all the truck drivers and just put railways everywhere to make these deliveries. To that, I say, you, sir, are a special kind of moron. And if you don't know why, then you're the same kind of moron as him. Anyway, that's all I had. Have a good day. Bye.